Hello everybody, what is up? This is Eg.Idra Man, going to be casting a little bit of Starcraft 2 for you today. And I have a treat, folks. I have a treat indeed. Eg.Idra versus WhiteRa. You heard it. Eg.Idra versus WhiteRa. Alright, well here in the top position of the map Metalopolis, we have the Red Zerg, Eg.Idra. And in the right-hand position on the map Metalopolis, one of the most mana bears in all of Russia, blue Protoss player WhiteRa. And this game is a little bit dated, played just before the Texas Invitational that, it's like the college kids that put on the awesome tournament. Yeah, that is played right before that. As you can see from the chat, you missed a little bit of it, but Eg.Idra asked WhiteRa, hey, why are you playing in North America? Because it's not normal for foreigners to play on here, or not Americans to play on the server. And he was saying he was in Texas for the tournament with Stefano. So, sure to be an interesting game. Anytime two pros meet up on the ladder is always interesting. And Eg.Idra dropping that 15 pool, which is now super standard in ZVP. You want to get that pool up so you can get your Zerglings out early enough to deal with this pesky little probe, whose main job is to cannon you if you drop a Nexus too early, and to drop a pylon if you try to expand too quickly. So, but as you can see, after dropping that pool, Eg.Idra is droning up, and he's going to be moving his drones out here. One of them is going to micro against the probe, and the other is going to try to drop the hatch. And as you can see, a Nexus first out of the Protoss player. Very interesting. Don't always see Nexus first straight away. So really interesting that we are seeing him go with that option. Very unsafe without the forge, but at the same time, if you can get away with it, you are in a fantastic position. And WhiteRa in a pretty good shape here, getting his Nexus down before the Zerg player, and that is always a win for the Protoss and always a loss for the Zerg. As you can see, the gateway and the forge are underway, and they are being constructed. So we'll be seeing the tech path that WhiteRa decides to go for here ever so shortly. As you can see right now, it looks like Eg.Idra is going to be going for a super standard 3 expansion no gas play, and that will pretty much just get him a lot of drones early on and be able to combat the late game army of the Protoss player. And it looks like we see over here a probe does go down who is trying to block that third. And ever so shortly we will be seeing a drone go over there to build the third. And these lings, as you can see, will just go around and they will be pylon hunting. Might go up here and take these crucial Zelnonga watchtowers that cover the entire path an army would take. There is no way to go from here to here without passing through at least one of those watchtowers. Not one way at all, unless of course you want to go through here. But that would require a warp prism. And as we just were talking about, there is the third hatchery on the way for Eg.Idra. And alright, drone transfer has gone down. Keep in mind that if you have your drones equally spread out amongst all your bases, you get a higher income than just having all your drones on one base. That's how deep of a game StarCraft 2 is. It doesn't matter how many drones you have if they're all on 3 mineral patches. So, and speaking of drones, let's check out the worker count right now. 25 drones, 26 now, to the 27 probes of WhiteRa. So pretty even in that department. Never good for a Zerg to be behind, but he is in head of supply by 3 over the right wall. So very standard game so far. And ooh, we see it right here somewhere. We see it somewhere. A Stargate has gone down for WhiteRa. I was about to say Eg.Idra, but that would be hacking to have a starport of Zerg. So yeah, that's Stargate underway now. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a WhiteRa followed around by 2 Phoenixes. And yeah, no Cybernetics core is on the way for our Protoss player yet, because he's just invested so much in that Stargate tech. So for this to work out for WhiteRa, these Stargate units do have to do a lot of damage. And as you just saw, droid transfer going down over here at the third that was just finished. And that's right, I guessed it, I feel like a genius. There is a WhiteRa in production at this Stargate. Now the crucial thing is, will Eg.Idra scout it? And look at this great Zergling micro here from Eg.Idra. Kills that Zealot without losing a single Zergling. And this very crucial Zergling here going to scout any move out. Scouts the +1 timing. Zergling does take a blast there from the cannon, doesn't get to see any crucial information. And this Overlord sneaking in here, by Eg.Idra. Is he going to be able to get over here and scout the Stargate? It doesn't look like it. Maybe he will. Right now he hasn't seen a thing, and now he does. He does indeed see the Stargate, and he'll see this Void Ray here shortly as it gets killed, or as it kills his Overlord. And let's check out how many Spore Crawlers he's got in the main. Nothing. Doesn't even have an Evolution Chamber halfway done yet. This could be a critical misstep. The Queen doing a lot of damage to this Void Ray. Looks like it both will back off. Second Queen does join the fray, and that will help immensely for Eg.Idra. Injects are being missed, and that is a critical thing about Idra. Oh, but bringing the full health Queen over here to the Void Ray, which doesn't seem to be being controlled by WhiteRa. Loses some actual hull damage on that Void Ray. And, two Void Rays against two Queens, the Focus Fire. I would like to see Idra Focus Fire this other Queen over here. Oh, great transfuse there by Eg.Idra. It's going to be doing a lot of damage now. That one Queen probably will fall, but will the Void Ray fall? It doesn't look like it now. Second Void Ray is under fire and taking a lot of hull damage. Spore Crawlers finish, and this attack has been defended by Eg.Idra Fields. Let's check out what's going on over here in these Protoss' base. Adding on gateways now, adding on robotics facility, +1 ground weapons is about to finish. We have 3 Void Rays out on the map and adding on a bunch more gateways inside the main. So WhiteRa just macroing up. I'll be interested to see what he decides to do with this robo. I certainly expect him to get an observer, but after that, will he continue with this tech, or is it just for those critical observers? Zergling's going to look like they're going to attempt to do a run by. No, they're going to jump right up over here and maybe force a cancel onto this Nexus. Ooh, a Sentry is going to go down here for pretty cheap. And it's going to come up here, maybe get a probe. No, it's going to run away. That third, though, is well planned out by Idra. He doesn't know that it's there. Idra getting some upgrades of his own, as you can see there at the top left-hand corner of your screen. Getting Roach speed, getting Roach upgrades, but Roach upgrades aren't going to mean a whole lot against the Immortals that are going to be popping out of this robo facility very shortly. And, run into the 3 Queens, and they're not the best. Does manage to save all these Void Rays. This Void Ray, these Void Rays have been so cost-efficient for Idra. Or for WhiteRa, sorry, keeping Eg.Idra on his toes the entire time. And they are going to do a bit of scouting, are going to catch these Zerglings running over here. But the aggression at the front, Eg.Idra going to take out No, decides to turn around, going to go up here and try to work on the third instead. Is he going to get the surround? It looks like he's going to get a lot of damage off onto these Zealots and Sentries. Zealots morphing in, the Sentries all go down. Every single Sentry does go down, as well as Stalkers and Zealots. So Cannon goes down as well. There are 3 Void Rays here, but what will the Roaches decide to attack? Looks like they are going to try to focus fire this Nexus. Will they have enough? Keep in mind, more reinforcements of Lings are streaming in, and I think those reinforcements will be enough to take it out. Zealots are morphing in, but the third will fall. The third will fall. That is important to know. That is a big setback for WhiteRa. Eg.Idra up by about 40 supply right now, 125 to 86. And the Zerglings are now dancing around here trying to catch something off guard. Doesn't look like they're going to get anything. Keep in mind, Eg.Idra has decided to sneak in his 4th over here, and 10 Mutalisks are on the way. And against this predominantly Void Ray Zealot army, those Mutalisks are going to do a workin' on that Protoss army. That's right, a workin'. I don't even know what that means. But a Colossus is also out on the field, and Extended Thermal Lance is on the way for Idra. Upgrades do look to be about even. +1 attack for the Zerglings, +1 attack for the Roaches, with +1 armor on the way for both players. These Mutalisks are just going to make quick work of these Void Rays. All 3 Void Rays that have been so cost efficient for Idra do go down. Now Idra in a commanding position. Got these little ball of 8 mutas, and they're just going to go in here and be able to destroy pretty much anything they want to in the Protoss base. Going to pick off a lot of probes here, a lot of probes being lost. And what's Idra going to go after? He doesn't have a lot of choices now, especially given the fact, ooh, a Phoenix could go down unnecessarily. Excuse me. Phoenix is going down, but it looks like all the mutas are going to get caught. No, some do escape. So you get a lot of unnecessary damage there, but when you're in the position that Idra is in, any trade is a good trade. 4th base is now up and at least functionable for Eg.Idra. And check out this ground army. All those Mutalisks did come back home. A lot of Zerglings, especially since it looks like the Stalkers were forced. I mean, I am talking so quickly this game. So interesting from these 2 great players. Idra going to move out here. Going to be caught off a little off guard by this Colossus, but if the Mutas can focus it down, then the Zerglings and Mutalisks can make quick work of the Zealots. Looks like we are having an engagement here. Where will Eg.Idra decide to go? He looks like he's going to go for the newly formed third, and the Zealots not doing a lot of damage right now. The Colossus, however, is doing a lot of work. Not focus firing the Colossus. All these Zerglings are going to fall, perhaps unnecessarily. I would like to see him focus down the... There it goes. The Colossus does fall. A lot of unnecessary losses for the Zerglings, but there looks to be enough for the Zerg player. All of those going down. It looks like the Zerglings did get eventually cleaned up, and the Mutas will go away, but not before they did their damage. 190 supply, 200 supply max. Eg.Idra against the 76 supply White Russian. I meant to say WhiteRa Russian, but great transfuses here on the Mutalisks, going to preserve their life just a little bit longer. And as you can see, more Mutalisks are joining up forces. There are 14 Mutalisks out on the field right now, in addition to this massive Roach army. These Roaches should be able to tear across through everything. +1/+1 Roaches against +1/+1 Zealots. But the sheer number for Eg.Idra is present, and I do have a little bit of Zerg bias because pretty much Idra could just come in here and clean up. Oh, the Zerglings do get the run by, and the Roaches look like they're going to focus fire something. What are they going to go for? Roaches splitting up all over the place. Going to come over here, and WhiteRa calls GG, well played. And Idra GG's, and WhiteRa has left the game. Look at that. Whoever said Idra is a manner is a liar. Great play from both players there. Eg.Idra is just that 3-base Zerg style. Amazing. And just the ability to shut down this third. Put WhiteRa on the back foot a lot. The Void Rays didn't do a lot of damage. Not as much as they certainly could have. But, alright, I hope you guys have enjoyed the cast. This has been I'm Jermaine casting Eg.Idra versus WhiteRa. If you like the game, please thumbs up it. I know that's a pro replay. There's a lot going on, and I'm sure I missed something or messed something up. But, so yeah, please comment in the comment box. Tell me some constructive criticism. Thumbs up the video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel. Hey, I'm trying to get to 1,000 views by the end of the month. I know not likely, but dreams are a dream. If not by the end of this month, but certainly by the end of May, I'd like to have 1,000 views and maybe 100 videos. I think that's doable by the end of May. 100 videos, 1,000 views. I think we can do it. But alright, thank you all very much for watching this. Hope you all have a great afternoon.